Hi guys, welcome to another Monday Mayhem. I did not read too much last week because I was sick, I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't really get to too many books. But I did finish one book, and that was Tell Me What You Did by Carter Wilson. I really enjoyed this one. This was an ARC that I got from NetGalley, so thank you to the publishers. And this comes out at the end of the month, I think on the 28th. So keep a lookout for that, because this was a creepy, like, paranoia, hairs on the back of your neck standing up kind of story, and I really enjoyed it. I flew through it, and it was exactly the thing that I needed last week. That was the only book that I finished last week. Another thing though was that I ended up DNFing Saw Call Girls. I did not finish this. I stopped reading at the 117 page mark. This just wasn't for me. I wasn't feeling the characters, I wasn't feeling the plot. Didn't like the horror aspect of it, and I really didn't like the pacing. Something was off. And again, because I was reading multiple books at once, I knew right away that this wasn't something that I wanted to prioritize. So DNF it was. I then started a book that I got from my library, and that is Service Model by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I'm liking it. I'm not loving it. It's just something about the writing style is a bit like sluggish, and that is mainly because the main character is a robot. So it is a different kind of POV, and in some aspects it is very entertaining to see them in some situations, but at the same time it can get very repetitive. But I am enjoying it. I want to continue. And the same thing can be said about The Phoenix Keeper. I'm really enjoying this one. I am reading this for the TBR-a-thon, and I'm on page 84. I feel like the plot is just now beginning, but so far a lot of adorable magical creatures. It's cozy fantasy, so I am hoping to get through this week. And I also still need to get to the end of the bone season. Because I was sick, I didn't get to really continue with this one. I don't know if it hinders me that I want to do like a very cohesive vlog with this one, because it's the first time I'm doing that kind of vlog, so I want to do it right. But at the same time, maybe that's why I didn't pick it up, because I was like, with my foggy brain, didn't want to miss anything. I do still want to continue, so I'm hoping that this week will bring me forward with this one so that I can actually start the second book still in January. I already mentioned some books that I want to continue, but there's also the final book support group readathon happening this week, starting today. So I am hoping to get to some sequels, maybe even finish some series. I am really into just binging through series right now, so I'm hoping that feeling like continues. I planned on just reading like for the final book support group this week, but since I am in the middle of some other books, I am gonna continue with those as well, and some of them are standalones. So I decided to not vlog final book support group, but next week Monday you will know which sequels I got to. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know even sooner. Over on Instagram and on my community page, I asked you for help for picking one of my books, and I had a little fun with the covers and the cover colors, as well as some symbols that I found on the cover, and I asked you guys to pick one, and I was surprised. I would have thought that the swords would win, because that's where I would always go. And it looked like that for a second, but in the end the leaves and the yellow grayish cover won, and that was actually The Hobbit. So thank you for picking this for me. And I know technically The Hobbit is a standalone, but I am seeing it as a part of the read-along for The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, and so I see it as part of that series, kind of. I'm kind of cheating, but that's what I'm going for. And the live show for this is going to be on Saturday, so I need to reread this, and I really want to listen to the audiobook for this one. I also really want to get to the sequel of Iron Flame, which is Heavenly Tyrant. I flew through this, so I'm hoping that the sequel will be just as quick and just as fun. And there was like a huge reveal in the end of this book, so I'm really hoping that it just picks up with this exact amount of speed and the character development and the love interests that are like happening in this one. So I'm glad that I'm finally on the bandwagon with this, so I'm gonna stay on it and keep reading. On my January TBR was this little novella. This is kind of a companion novel to the Powerless trilogy, and this follows, I think, a side character. Actually, it was on my January-February board game TBR, but I'm hoping to get to this in January. And because the hype is real and I don't want to miss out, I am gonna continue with Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. I started this one when it came out. I needed to have it right away. I got it right when it was released, and I don't even know how far in I got, but the characters kind of annoyed me, so I put it down. But now that the third book is coming out, I really want to continue, and so this is on my TBR for this week. I'm pushing it because I have a lot of other things to do this week, so this is kind of my pile of possibilities, not my TBR really. But I have 2 arcs that are coming out in February that I would love to get to. One of them is a highly anticipated read, one of them is kind of a I want to finish that series kind of read. And the first one, the one that I'm anticipating and that I'm so happy that I got an arc for, is This Ends in Embers by Camilla Cole. I loved book 1. I really enjoyed it, and so I am so glad to be back in this story. And then I also have the arc for The Rebel Witch by Kristen Ciccarelli. And I wasn't the biggest fan of book 1, but I do want to continue this with a sequel just to round out this duology, and then I can give my honest opinion about both of them. Another audiobook that I want to listen to, hopefully this week, if not this week then next week, because it needs to be done in January because it's for the Buzz Readathon, is For Ruined Realms by Mike Colland. I really enjoyed the first one. I loved the character, the banter, and the coupling up kind of. So I am intrigued to find out like what is going to happen in the sequel. And then something that I've been meaning to get to since forever is Aidan Thomas's Celestial Monsters. I'm just gonna keep putting it on my TBR, on my pile of possibilities, because I need to read it. I really want to. I loved the first one. It was such a great read, and I need to pick this book up. But since I do have arcs and I do have things that are more like timely, more important than this one, I might have to push this back again. But I will get to it at some point soon, and I will keep reminding you, keep reminding me that I still need to read this and that I love this series and that I need to continue and finish it with this one. So that is my Monday Mayhem. As always, it's a bit chaotic. I am in between so many stories, but I am enjoying this kind of reading right now. And so I'm glad that I get to talk to you guys about it. By the way, yesterday I did a big unhaul and I got rid of all of these. I am very happy with myself. I needed to prioritize what I would really actually read at some point. So even though with some of these I was kind of like, maybe I would like this, I had to ask myself, is this ever going to take priority over other books? And as you can tell, I mean, I have priority books that aren't even priority right now. So I had to let go of a lot of them. I had a huge bag of books that I brought to a little free library this morning, so you didn't even get to see those. A lot of them are like backlist, a lot of them German backlist, and they've been on my shelves for forever. So glad to be rid of them. So let me know down in the comments what you're reading right now, and until the next time, I hope you have all the great reads. Bye!